Shalom, shalom. First, I'm going to start off by giving all honor, praises, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors into the elders, apostles, and bishops, the GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well, teaching, edifying, peace and blessings, to you sincere Akim. While I go out to this household of faith, my name is Yeshaya, from the GMS Arizona Church in Ottawa, Ratazad, meaning Lord's will. Going to make a edifying video, man. I was just at the mall. Figured I'd see if I can get me a t-shirt. Summer coming up in Arizona, so you gotta get the cool t-shirts. And man, walking through there, it's ego fucking everywhere, man. Ego this, ego that. You know, and I'm a brother that likes to put on a nice fit here and there. And some jakes will be like, oh, you know, that's a nice fit. And the other niggas will look at you like you just ate their lunch. Like you just took their fucking lunch money. And that's all a matter of ego, man. And the thing is, we can't play into these fucking these things that they do, man. We have to let go of ego. We have to let go of pride, as a matter of fact. And especially young men out here, man. Because, you know, society, you know, through social media and the elites ultimately pushing that fucking prerogative, man. You know, this nation is all about, you know, the next, who the fuck is the next tough guy, man? You know, the scriptures talk about, you know, they praise those that are covetous, all right, in the Psalms, man. You know, those that are ultimately, you know, constantly giving unto that spirit, man. Let's see if I can actually pull that up. Covet. Bear with me for one moment. It's here in the Psalms for sure. Here it is. Blessed the covetous. So let's actually start up at verse 1. It says, why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? And that's, you know, that plea, man. You know, these Psalms of David were songs that David, you know, had said, you know, during a lot of his times of troubles before he would go to battle. You know, just in some of them, he was crying to the Lord. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right, so, you know, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor, man. You know, and how is the wicked, you know, doing that, man? You know, they looking down on these poor middle class people, but they're poor, you know, by that same reason, man. By that man's own system. And guess what? Now all the poor look at each other with that same fucking thing, because the scriptures talk about how as a king is, so doth the people be, roughly paraphrasing, you know, Sirach chapter 10. All right, so you got Esau with all that fucking pride and looking down on those that don't have as much. Now you have regular niggas trying to do the same thing, man. Regular motherfuckers with car loans and 10% interest rates on their fucking V8 cars. Regular fucking niggas that take out, you know, that have to pay rent, that pay their fucking gas bill, that never flew first class, that fly first class, but still have to go work a fucking plantation job. You know, this is the fucking society that we're living in, man. You got a bunch of broke niggas calling each other broke, you know, boasting ego upon one another, man. But the scriptures do say, all right, that man at his greatest is altogether vanity, all right? And when you come into this truth, you have to let go of that bullshit spirit, that Babylonian spirit, man. To trying to be comparative to these niggas. They don't compare to us, man. You know, if you in this truth, you better than the rest of the fucking people in the world, man. For as long as you stay in this truth. For as long as you have that sincerity to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is what makes us different from these motherfuckers, man. You know, so it's like almost like a king, you know, trying to boast against a fucking peasant, man. You know, we're in two different leagues. We're in two different games, man. In two different glories. All right, because they're ultimately, man, you know, these people are all of us are vanity, man. You know, it's through mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, that we even have, you know, our lives, man. You didn't even make your fucking self. There's no way that we could be proud. You know, these niggas entrust in their garments, their money, their cars, their houses, and that's just keeping up with the Joneses, man. You keep up with the Joneses, they just gonna keep going faster than your ass. Because a lot of these motherfucking devils out here, man, a lot of these heathen, a lot of these 2/3 out here, you know, you niggas never gonna touch a fucking private jumbo jet. Okay? This is Esau's kingdom, and he has the blessing on the fatness of this land pursuant to Genesis, man. From that very beginning, Esau's been blessed with the sword, and he has also been blessed with the fat of this land. This devil has everything that he wants, man. You know? And with that being said, he's even going to be destroyed at the very wit's end. So how is it that a man could be proud? We have no pride, man. And if there be pride found within, you know, a brother or yourself, man, or anything, man, we pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua that gets removed, man. Because pride is, you know, pride coming before destruction is, but also a pride, man, that shit's quiet until it's loud. Pride is very quiet until it's loud as a motherfucker, man. Because a guy that's proud, you know, usually starts off small. It doesn't start off super fucking intense, man. And then slowly as time goes by, you know, that spirit just amps up in that guy, man. And Lord forbid that be happening. But what is one way that we can keep these things from happening is not being in the same mind frame as these niggas, man. Not stooping down to the level of these regular fucking people, man. Not associating with ourselves with these dumb dogs, with these idiots, man. They're fucking stupid. All right, it says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous. And what the fuck are we living in a society of? Everybody's watching streamers get women and cars. Everybody's watching, you know, looks maxing. You know, brothers doing looks maxing, man. I would probably try to refrain from that pretty boy spirit, man. Straight up, because the scriptures also say good looks are vanity. You know, vanities upon vanities. As a matter of fact, let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 8 in the NLT. It says, everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. All right, so it's always good to take care of yourself, man. But it's always in balance. You have to balance yourselves, man. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, no matter what type of regimen you do, no matter what type of diet you do, no matter what type of fucking anything, exercise, X, Y, Z, no matter what clothes you wear, cologne you wear, you know, it all comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. For whatever reason why you're trying to do all those things. A lot of reasons why a lot of guys wear these nice colognes, wear these nice outfits, got the jewelry on, got the whole fucking nine on. It's because they trying to impress a fucking woman. All right? It's because they trying to get a woman. And at the end of the day, man, that's not our fucking purpose of being here. You come into this truth, you forfeit your fucking life, man. You forfeit that. It says in Romans, the 14th chapter in the 8th verse, if we live unto the Lord. If we die unto the Lord. Whether we live or die, we are the Lord's. And now we have that balance to be able to sometimes, you know, if it's in your portion, you could have that woman, man. If it's in your portion, you could dress up, have your nice colognes and all that shit. But we always do it with the balance. We can't do it like these niggas in the world do it. That's their whole fucking life, man. That nigga lives in his closet. You know what I'm saying? That nigga lives in the jewelry store. Okay? To impress these not for shit ass women, man. And even Aquath, man. Even you Aquath. You know? You just be very wearisome about that pretty boy spirit, that pretty girl spirit, man. That ego shit. Ego's a bitch, man. And that's something that's against the Lord, bro. Because if you're egotistical in the world, and if you're fucking Mr. Main Character all out in the world and at your job and everywhere else you go, when you come around brothers, you're going to bring that same fucking spirit. We're supposed to be walking with wisdom everywhere we go. Not just in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary, you walk with more wisdom. Okay? But in the world, you still up keeping that same standard of a godly man. You know, to be blameless is to be blameless. It's not to be blameless just while you're in a sanctuary, and then when you're outside of the sanctuary, you just let go and do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? We all have to maintain that same integrity through the ways that we walk in all ways, shapes, and forms, man. You know, regardless of how these niggas feel about you, regardless of how these women feel about you, bro. You know, and this is not a message to say not take care of yourself, but just do it with the balance, man. The scriptures talk about be not unsatiable in any dainty thing. If you go into that word dainty, it means pleasurable. It's pleasurable to always, you know, put on a nice fit and always be out, you know, showing out and shit like that. But at what stage does it get to being too much where you know, start creating worldly bonds? I should say a worldly bond. Okay, I like this. I love to do this. And then you start doing it too much. And then you start associating with people in that realm. And then you start getting deeper into that realm. All right. And then you start seeing the wickedness in that realm. And you start ignoring it because of how this whole realm makes you feel, man. You know? And I can even, you know, say this firsthand, bro. Back in the world, I was trying to be a model. Back in the world, my half brother, he was a model. My sister, too. And it was always into that fucking pretty boy shit, you know, trying to... I'm telling you, it's a deep hole. It gets deeper, man. You start ignoring certain things that you know you should be doing, or you start trying to work your ways around certain things in the truth just to, you know, to stay in that matter, man. At the end of the day, we have to depart from all of this shit. All of it, man. The clothes, the women, the whole nine. Ego has to be let go, man. We are prophets in sackcloth. In sackcloth, man. We are like, you know, trying to put on that spirit like John the Baptist, man. We look fucking crazy out here. And that's a blessing to look crazy out here. We look absolutely nuts, man. These people drive by, walk by, they see us in the world. This man's cuckoo. You know? These niggas in the world that think that they're justified, they try to read our spirits and they get disturbed by it because the demons that are inside of them and they persecute us. Hey, man, if being in the light and being right is wrong in this fucking world, then may we remain in the light and constantly fighting against that bullshit. Because Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter, you know, their ways are not like our ways, man. You know, their fashion is of another fashion. And that's how we got to stay, man. Because ultimately, we cannot fucking, you know, like they say in the word, I would agree with you, but then we will both be wrong. Fuck these niggas, man. Fuck ego. Fuck pride, man. We have to let go of all that shit because guess what? You know, ego and pride is a major fucking issue. And ego is a subcategory of pride. All right? It goes also into entitlement. What the fuck do you think you're entitled to? Nothing. Growing up, my mom always used to tell me the world don't owe you shit, son. You got to work for it. The world don't owe you a damn thing. And when you really think about it, we're in debt to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're in debt to the Lord, bro. We've been called into this truth by the spilling of the blood, man. By mercy that we even know the name of the Lord. By mercy that we even know what pride is. A lot of these niggas walk around not even knowing what it is, man. A lot of these people walk around just thinking that they have no fucking faults, man. But, you know, men of the Lord, they pray to the Lord to ask, Lord, please reveal my faults within me. Forgive me for my secret faults and allow me to be cleansed. You know, that's what we trying to do. We try, you know, if you serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you coming in those fruits of repentance. You trying to repent. You trying to stop the ways that you were doing, man. You can't come into the truth and then still kind of try to do the same shit. You know, and this is all through that spirit of discretion as well. Every brother has their own level of folly. Okay? And some brothers might be able to deck out and dress out and stuff like that and this and that more than other brothers, man. Other brothers, they don't really care about it at all. You know, it's all just what you like through the spirit. There's nothing wrong with putting on a nice outfit. There's nothing wrong with, you know, just being you. But at what stage do you start building those worldly bonds? Those characteristics start forming that are of the fashion of this world. The scriptures talk about in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. You know, and this is something we always got to remember. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So we always have to have a level of separation from this place at all times. Not at some times with some things, at all times with all things. You know, oh shit, fast car, that looks cool. But we're not trying to fucking work our asses off and totally put the Lord behind us to get that fast car. Oh shit, this woman bad. Let me start doing everything I can do as a man. Let me spend all my money on clothes. Let me work my ass off at the job so I can buy these colognes, and let me go to the gym, and then I'll do maybe a video a week. And then I'll maybe go to the highways and byways every other time. so I can impress these women and be this type of man. But I'm still in the truth, though. Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck niggas that's not doing the right thing, man. We gotta get right, including myself, man. We have to all strive to do better, man. We have to push towards the victory. What kind of fucking warrior is out there trying to play dress up on the goddamn on the battlefield, man? What kind of warriors over there looking to see if there's any cheerleaders while brothers is right next to them getting fucking slayed? You know, we have to stay alert, man. Be sober, be vigilant. And being sober is being sober off of all dainty things. It's not just fucking alcohol, man. You got to be sober off of women, social media, TV, football, your job, your woman, your fucking all kinds of things, man. We have to take heed. And we have to pray and fast and try to make sure that we stay dialed in the right thing, man. In the right priority. Pray this lesson was well said and edifying. You know, I want to lastly give all honor, praises, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Shalom.